When the war started, I was living on the Crumlin Road in Belfast, a street off the Crumlin Road, and went to school in what was known as Mitchell's Old School in Tennant Street, church school. And in 1939, this said that the following year they'd probably be evacuating the children if there was any danger of the war. And in 1940 we got word to say we were going to be evacuated if we wanted to. And my mother decided to take 6 of us and let them evacuate us. And we travelled to a place called Irvinstown in County Fermanagh. I don't remember a lot about the travelling because it was a long, tiring day from early morning, and we didn't reach there till late afternoon. But a lady came who was doing voluntary work, WVS or something they called them, and she was allocating the children and the people to the local farmers. Well, they were going out, and the children were going out in 2s and 1s all over the place. But my mother was sitting with 6 of us huddled round her like a wee hen. Pardon me. And we were near the end, and there was very few left. And this lady came in and she said, "Can I separate you?" And my mother said, no, I'm not separating from the children, or don't want them broke up. So she says, right. So she took us out in this big car, and we drove to the next village, which was Kesh. And she took us to this farmhouse, and we were allocated rooms in the farmhouse. And it was the most exciting time of our lives, and we grew to love Fermanagh, and to this day the family and the great-grandchildren are even going now to Fermanagh. But the farmer couldn't have been better. He never had been married, and he had no children, served in the First World War. But he took us under his wing, and he taught us what we could and couldn't do about the farm buildings and among the animals, and guided us every way he could. Taught my mother how to use a big open turf fire, and she done all the baking. She baked nearly every day. And then shortly after that, the RAF were stationed in an old derelict place attached to the local Church of Ireland church called Charter House. And it had been a boys' home at one time and had been laying derelict for years, but the RAF were put into it as billets, and there was nowhere, nothing for them. There was no cinema, there was nothing in the village, one little pub. And they used to come along the road at night looking just for company. And of course, as children, we loved the strangers coming and the English voices, and we chatted to them. Then we started bringing them in for a cup of tea in the cold nights. And it finished up every night. The whole time we were there, the house had RAF boys in it. And my mother used to have wee birthday parties for us, and they came and entered into fun of things, all the simple parties.
Would you have got to know them well? Would the same ones have come for a long time?
The same ones came. There was 3 in particular who were there nearly every night. And one of them we kept in touch with up till about 8 years ago. And he was a Yorkshire chap, and his wife came over to see us after the war years, and then the 2 of them came every year on holiday to us. And she died very suddenly about 15, 20 years ago maybe. He lived on till about 9 years ago maybe, and we still kept in contact right up to the end. But we loved the visits and the fun.